Okay, Coach, coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out. First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. On second down, Eckler. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on second and 2. It's now third and 1. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Matchbox light. Check 26, check 26. Hey, exit. Now.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They needed a yard. They got it. First down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9.
At the Lions' 45-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 30.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Chargers.
Ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Joker. Switch, get it.
Here's Justin Jackson, second-year man out of Northwestern. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
To throw on second down, Herbert. Hunter Henry brings it in. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming, pick them up, and someone jumped.
Looking to throw. Herbert. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
18 Gator. Watch the slant. Shoot. Ready.
They'll run on first down. Swift, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Casey Hayward, the Pro Bowler, there to knock it away.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. Back to throw. Stevens. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This is taken at the 18. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Let him know, let him know. Slam.
Going on the ground with Eckler, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. From the gun, Herbert finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he's got room. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, L.A. Austin Eckler, his first touchdown of the new season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
On the set. Hard. Get it.
On 2nd down now. It's Johnson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 6.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
To throw on 3rd down, Stevens. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet.
And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 30. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, an 80-yard touchdown. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
60 Pittsburgh. 56. I don't even know why this team showed.
On third down, Stevens. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Looking to throw. Stevens. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Running on first down, Eckler. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
At the 19-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Pull it together. Spons. No. Under 10. 10. Go, Mike 51. Hey, Charlie. Now.
On second down, this is Jackson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Ready? 44, Mike. Check. 65. 65. Switch. General West. Slam. Hatchet.
On the ground, it's Eckler. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has a move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Go.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert, he's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and they're going to have a third down.
Ready. 18 Gator. Let's go. Hey, Haywood. Mike Spoke. Here we go.
Back to throw. Herbert got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. They come out here in the I.
What we got? What we got? What we got?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Badgley on for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stevens. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
1st and 10 at the 24.
30 base. You. Watch twitch. Watch go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in.
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Prater for the extra point, and that'll make it 24-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this 1st half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. 1st down, and they stick with Eckler. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 42-yard line.
60 Pittsburgh. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Get it.
To throw on second down. Herbert on the screen. This is Eckler. And he gets it down to the 32.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
On 3rd and 2. Herbert. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Incomplete. Intended for Austin Eckler. It's now 4th down.
The Chargers were best in the NFL, 7 of 8 on 4th down last year, and they're going here. Looking to throw. Herbert. And Allen's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Badgley's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear. We resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run with Bodden. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I get the thought process. 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way. But that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. They're going to try and throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked it.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 23. Back to throw. Stevens. And this is caught by Watkins. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Looking to throw. Stevens. And that's going to be intercepted. It's the all-pro safety, Derwin James. Accelerating, and off he goes. 30, 20, 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Here we go.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
At the 26-yard line.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And they stop him short of the first, as he can only get to the 20. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a fourth down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been threes.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! At their own 22-yard line.
Let's go!
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Now a give, right side. Swift.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Hey, Zoo. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Let's go.
From the gun on third down. Stevens. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on fourth down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it.
Now a first carry for their fullback. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
Now, that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Oh, set. 10 Lobo. Hey, let's get this. Get this.
Now a toss play to Eckler. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down.
Check, check. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno. Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch. Lightning. 44's the Mike, 44's Mike. Check, check. They can't hang with us.
On third down, this is Jackson. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Get it.
Off the bootleg, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Here we go. 30 base. Hey, watch the lane. Check 37. Check 37. Blue draw Corkers. Check 9. Hey, alert 3. Shoot.
On third down, it's Jackson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1? So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Badgley able to punch this one through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Stevens. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike 52.
Operating from the gun, Stevens. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Back to throw. Stevens. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 1st down Lions on a pickup of 13. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because it nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10.
Buzz.
52's the mic, boys. 52.
Throwing again. Stevens. He's going to float this one deep right. And that's going to be intercepted. It's the all-pro safety, Derwin James. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
Every player I know tends to play the game in his mind before it actually happens. There's no way he thought that at this stage of the game, this would be his first big run like that.
Yeah, but it's got to feel for him like the floodgates open, a sigh of relief. Now we'll see if things can open up for him.
See if it can continue.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a first and 10. Here's Jackson. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second and 3.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Set go. 26, Mike. 26, Mike.
Here we go.
The first throw here for the backup Taylor. Caught by Allen. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 32-yard line.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Los Angeles.
Come on,
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
Don't let him breathe. Play that tight, D. Don't let him breathe, defense.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Set, ready, 10 Lobo.
So this crowd will not go.